And Cheryl, awesome to work with. She was here visiting months ago. And she said, I really like to speak here, but I think these here will be like 3 different times. Shuffle her around, and she's been awesome to work with, and really wanted to come down and share her program's impact on not only the state, but our area in Columbia. And, so welcome, Carol. Thank you for being so easy to work with.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me and having me come and speak to you guys. I'm going to just be real brief and kind of just upcut. That's how we do this program. But let me just give you a brief background. I'm a retired teacher. I worked with Amy, and she actually had my son in 3rd grade, and then we taught across the hall from one another. But I taught driver education at the Lindbergh School District. I was the department chair. I was there from 1998 through 2015 when I retired. And I also did community driver education. When I retired, then I continued on with Parkway Rockwood and did their community driver education throughout the fall, spring, and then summer driver education. And while we were doing that, Alan Hoormann and I, my work husband, he and I were actually helping MoDOT develop a program for parents to teach them about the graduated driver license law. And that was in 2014, and it kicked off in 2016. And so we were doing those programs throughout the state also. What has happened is, how many of you guys have took driver education, had driver education? Exactly. Okay. So now, how many of you guys have people, the kids that you know that are age 14 to, did they take driver education? No. And are you helping train or teach those kids how to drive? Yeah. So, and it can be difficult, right? And a lot of parents don't know about the graduated driver license law. So that has come about. And what happened is, in Mizzou, our part, we're the physical, medical, and medicine and rehabilitation. We are injury prevention program. So we have a grant that we got from MoDOT to provide these programs. And there's three programs that come out of our office, and I work for First Impact, which is the TIN program. And we educate parents, and they get a guide, and they come to the program. It's free of charge. It's 90 minutes, and it goes through what our goals are, is to prevent crashes or fatalities, because it's the #1 killer of teens, ages 14 to like 19. So close second to now suicide, but they will get this guide. We go through all of the goals. We go through risks and challenges that parents will face, and we also invite the teens to come with them. So we want the teens to hear exactly what we're telling the parents, because we want them to know, and their parents know this. Because even as a parent, and my kids take driver ed in my school, when this program came out, one of the stipulations was you can't drive between 1 and 5 in the morning. Okay, as an intermediate driver until you're 17 or 18 until you get your full license. And my daughter goes, "Because I can stay out till 1 o'clock in the morning." I'm like, whoa, you know, right? That's what. And then the other one is limited driver or limited kids in the car. For the first 6 months of their intermediate driving, there should be no more than one person that's not related to them in the car. But you can put as many of your cousins, and so that's another thing that police are facing, is that people don't abide by this rule. And when the police pull them over, the kids figure out, well, this is my cousin and this is my foster brother, and the police are like, I don't have time for this. I just want you to be home safe, because the number of kids go up in the car, so does the risk and the chance of having a crash. So it's basically an injury prevention. Each phase of the graduated driver license law is it's got restrictions to lead them into the point when they become 18 full license, and then 20 when they get their unrestricted license full. Is to get them the experience and phase it in, so they face challenges and risks as they go on. So the problem with that is it doesn't have enough teeth in it for the police. They can't say, oh, you look like you only drive for 6 months, so you can't hit 1 to 3 people in the car. They can't pull them over for that. So we've gone to the parents and teaching them and educating them about this program. It's 90 minutes. We've got a video. It's taught by trained facilitators. Alan and I train all the facilitators in the state. We always try to get a law enforcement officer involved. We've had great success getting into the police department. St. Charles Police Department offered 4 programs this summer throughout the St. Louis area, and they changed their department area. We had great success with Kansas City PD, the city PD. We did 3 a couple weeks ago. We did a Friday night, a Saturday morning, and a Saturday afternoon at 3 different precincts, and we had great success with that. We had people coming from like 2 hours away to come in because these parents don't have it, bringing their kids with them. But the police department seemed to be our big go-to to see the program. But we can't get into schools anymore. We're having a tough time because schools we'd like to. Well, is it a day program? No, this is at night because we want parents to come in. I know there's some parents, or we do it on the weekends. We'll do it on a Saturday, we'll do it on Friday nights, we'll do it on Sundays. We'll do the program for churches, we'll do it for lunch, and cut the program to 90 minutes down to 60 minutes so that we can offer to a business. You can grab your lunch, come in and get this program and find out what it's all about, how you can help teach your kid to drive. Because we also, at the end of the program, we invite people to stay with people with parent cats, because what used to be 10 to 2, it's now 9 to 3 to 4 to 8 that are airbags. What used to be the 1 car length for every 10 miles per hour, that's how much you stay back. Is that an excursion or is that a VW? But kids don't know this, so now there's the 3-second rule. So we give parents, and you guys probably remember reference points. Kids don't have any idea what reference points are. Refer to some part of their car and how it relates to the road, so they know exactly the space they're occupying. Rather than that illusion that they're a foot over the line and you're over here grabbing cardboard. You need to move over. We're about to run off the side of the road because look to them like they're right on the line and opposing traffic is coming right at them. So there's a lot of things that we try to do and build into our program. And just trying to get into schools. I know that we did last year across the state, we did 54 programs. Free, and we were in 28 different counties, and in the central region, you guys, we did 7, and of those 7, 5 of them were in the Jefferson City area. I think we had one in Harrisonville, and they had one in it's Fatima High School. But I can't break into this area, and I don't know why. And it was really sad. I'm gonna be honest. Last year, we did Jefferson City. We promoted it through PDM posters, parents. We had 2 people show up in the school the size of Jefferson City. So next week we're going to Capital City High School, which is the new high school in Jeff City. And right now I've got like 9 people signed up. So it's just one of those things. But once we do the program, people are like, they're talking. Parents are like, wow, I wish I would have brought my kids. I didn't think I could bring my kids. And we're like, bring your kids, bring them. So it's just one of those things. But they also get when these placards, and that helps with the program. One of the other programs we do is Safe Riders, which is for the elementary schools. And this is a book about Sam taking his trip to the beach, and it's how to be a good passenger. So we actually have this. They go into the class, they can do it on their own. It's on MoDOT provides this booklet. They provide everything. They get prizes, they get little opera prizes. Okay. And Safe Riders is the elementary program. And then we have Think First, which is my umbrella. I'm under Think First. All right, so this is the program for brain injuries, traumatic brain injuries, or most of the traumatic brain injuries are due to car crash. And they go into the schools during the day for assemblies and do protect your, use your mind to protect your body. And that's for the kids program. But and then there's another gal that's out of the, I want to say the healthcare department at Mizzou, and she's doing fit to drive for older people. It's basically saying, hey, are you fit to drive? Things have changed. What about roundabouts? What about J turns? What about this? You recognize that. And then they talk about, I'm with ADSEA, which is the American Driver Traffic Safety Education Association. This year, when I went to that conference, we did chair yoga for driver education instructors, because we sit in the car from like 7:30 to 5 o'clock some days during summer school. And we're in and out of the car for like 5 minutes. And you get stiff from sitting in there. And she did things about turning your neck and just practicing that. And then, like sitting in a chair and stretching your legs so that you always have that mobility when you're driving. And like I said, that was outstanding. But these are just the programs that we do. If you're interested in having a program, phone numbers on that thing first, Missouri. If you guys want to take a look, my guest. That's this over here. And just take a look. If you know of anybody that's interested in having a program, call that number. Oh, I'll get my phone.
It seems like kids are not rushing to get their license like they used to. Like, when I was in school, it was you couldn't get your permit for 15 and a half, and you got exactly that license, on 16. So we have a girl who's living with us now. She just turned 18 and only has the permit. What happens when you have kids older? They don't have to go back and start there. You can get a license right without.
Yeah, and I'll tell you,
It's still based on age.
it's based on age. Once they're 18, but if she wouldn't get a permit at like 17, she'd still have to fulfill the
Yeah,
requirements.
she has a permit.
Okay, so yeah, she turned 18, she could be able, she could go ahead and get her license.
And the thing I know when we were practicing my son, I made a bit of mistake. Oh, like when Kayla takes kids out of school, we can't have to go there. It's too much traffic, I'll drive. And so I wouldn't give them a call.
Right. Well, so is she just fearful to drive?
We would just take her in her bad home situation, so it wouldn't matter.
Wouldn't let her drive, she got a permit.
She got a permit, so it expires soon. If we want to
Okay, well,
get her license and try to help her.
well, she could actually renew her permit
Yeah.
without taking, but she can go ahead and try to do that.
So it's she gets.
Well, and if it's any help, one of the biggest things that people say is commentary driving. They basically, when she's in the driver's seat, even if she's in the passenger seat down, when you're taking her to work, have her talk through, when she put your blinker on, what's the speed limit? Tell me everything I should do, and when's my foot supposed to, because that would know exactly what.
He needs a job, so he can take kids around, get it driving. You could get instruction on driving.
Well, I used to, for 5 years, I taught the ARP.
Okay,
Safety course,
yeah,
So say.
that's right, you know what? That's the best thing, because it's basic stuff, it's the basic stuff they need to know about moving their foot, keeping their foot grounded and moving it back and forth, pivoting. Kids are picking up their feet and moving them back and forth, or they're driving with 2 feet.
I have to determine, you emphasize in your course, paying attention and not using cell phones.
Oh, yeah, well, you all know about the new hands down, phones down, hands free law, it's the silence law. Well, the biggest thing again with that is the problem is nobody knows about it. But they're not enforcing it until 2025. They can pull you over right now and give you a warning. But they're not gonna ticket you until 2025.
If you're on your phone.
If you're on your phone or even handhold,
Yeah.
you can't have it in your hand. Which is one of those things, hold on a minute. You better make sure I can-
But I was gonna say that back in the Stone Age, I was driving. The reason why you had to take the course and even your insurance could be low. Now it's not.
Now it's based on grades.
Yeah.
They figure if you have good grades, you are a good student, but you're a good driver, and then your insurance is now based on if you can pay your bills. on time, they figure you're a good risk. And then it's your driving record anymore.
Then you have, now, it seems like the kids don't want, I mean, it's not a big deal to get the driver. I mean, when I was growing up, I couldn't wait to.
Well, and we have all this at FaceTime, and we got computer games so they can play a game together, they don't have to be in the same room anymore. So there's a lot that they don't, and there's a lot of anxiety amongst kids now. So a lot of them don't wanna drive, and it's kind of scary, but GHSA, they just came out with a statistic that 16 to 18-year-old drivers have reduced their crashes by 38%. But the 21 and 24 to 24 age have increased fatalities. And they blame that on technology, not the kids not knowing the technology on the car, and that they did not go through the program, the GDL program. They waited until they were 18, got their license and got out. It's not hard to pass the driving test. It's the same test we took years ago. It's 15 minutes. It's basically going through a neighborhood, ins, outs, pull over the side of the road, park the car, blinker in, blinker out, check your blind spot, back in a straight line, parallel parking. The only thing that's different is now you only have two minutes to parallel park. You got 2 minutes to get it done, or you get 2 tries. Yes.
Okay, and I'm in the insurance business, I will say that there are carriers that still give you the credit for the ride for the driver's license. So that's a good thing. However, you are correct, the biggest issue driving the race today is for insurance credit score and how you pay your bill. Because the insurance companies, at the end of the day, want to make sure you're going to pay them.
Right.
So that being said, back to the training side. Because I am in the insurance industry, I've watched a lot of times about what policy accidents will whole policy accidents. So many of the things that I hear are, they dropped off the right hand side of the road, they overcorrected, they go across the road, they go big. I grew up in South Central Missouri. You went off the road with a motor, that was it. And so we learned pretty quick that if you ever got the wheel off the road, you have to be back on the road. And so it's one of those things we trained ourselves and we were prepared for. So when it happened, instead of reacting, we acted. Training. Is there training in the driver's training to teach people how to develop those actions towards reacting? The things such as that.
There is. Okay, one of the things we talk about in our hacks, we call them parent hacks. We talk about going off the road and recovery and turning back, slightly, because that is the number one. I mean, when you look at kids, because I'll ask kids in the audience, what scares you most? And they're like, other drivers. I said, so when you're driving home late at night on a rural road, you're worried about other drivers that are not there. So when you look down at your cell phone because somebody's calling you and you want to know if they're worthy about who they are, just not going to answer it, and you drift off to the right side, that's the number one. It's either they drift off and then they don't know how to, they come back too fast, or they hit a tree. It's one car accident, crash. Which
They
gets an accident.
jerk the wheel back.
Right.
Across.
Right.
Now there's the other ditch. That was really scary.
Because we talk about minimum movement, it's like minimum steering, maximum, speed. Maximum speed, minimum steering, but when you're in a roll off like that, you can't bring it back fast, you can bring it back gradually, and then get up and we talk about that, but it's hard, but we do this with parents, because now you are the ones that have to teach them to drive. So it's kind of a good refresher.
Glad to hear this part of it, because I've always wanted that.
It is, but State Farm is one of our sponsors too. I don't know what group we always invite a State Farm agent. I know, because they give us a grant for the program.
Sure.
So we always invite them to come and speak, but insurance companies are so important in that part, and I think that's taken.
Any other questions?
No.
Oh, thank you. That was great. Draw ticket for the last 3 numbers.